Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Today I want to talk about how Gary Gensler and the SEC are encouraging people to come forward and become whistleblowers, which is absolutely great news for the AMC stock. I also want to talk about how the hedgies are still able to short AMC, so stay tuned and let's make some money. But guys, before I dive into the video, I just want to give a massive shout out to the 3,500 of you that have currently dinged that notification bell, because you guys are always the first to watch a new video as soon as it's released. So guys, be sure to drop a like down below, subscribe to the channel and ding that notification bell if you haven't already, so that you don't miss another video just like this one. Oh, just as a quick reminder, I've also got an update at the end of the video on the giveaway. And now I want to dive straight in with the key information. So, Gary Gensler actually tweeted on Twitter saying the SEC awarded approximately $950 million to 193 individuals through the whistleblower program. Our whistleblower program helps us to be better cops on the beat, execute our mission and protect investors from misconduct, and then links to the SEC website for the whistleblower helpline. I personally think this is absolutely brilliant because Gary Gensler is coming forward on Twitter in a public space and promoting whistleblowers. It makes it very, very easy for somebody that works at a big hedge fund who's uncomfortable with what's going on simply to either get in contact with Gary through Twitter or to go to the SEC website and fill in the form. He also does one better and shows just how much money is on offer to become a whistleblower. $950 million between 193 people is around $4.9 million per each whistleblower. That is an absolutely massive amount of money. I know that people that do work at hedge funds and in investment banking do get paid a lot of money, but nowhere close to $4.9 million just to give forth some information. Hopefully the fact that Gary Gensler has come forward and posted this on his public Twitter will encourage people that do work at those hedge funds to give him some further information. I think this is exactly what we need, because if someone has some concrete proof from these hedge funds that they can show to Gary and the SEC, it makes the SEC's job much easier to bring down the hammer. This user here wrote to his local senator and received a brilliant response that I'm going to go through here with you on the channel. If you haven't already, I'd really encourage you to write to your local senator or to your local politician just to bring awareness to the topic. If we bring enough awareness, it will be impossible for them to ignore it any longer and it will have to be resolved. Dear user, thank you for reaching out to me expressing your concerns about the corruption that has taken place on Wall Street. For too long, Wall Street has been able to take advantage of the retail investor, making the market work only for itself and not for the average working American. The recent market trading of GameStop and other related stocks shows not only how Americans are interested in investing, but also how much they are at risk in an unfair system. Although some retail investors may have had success buying these stocks, brokerage firms, hedge funds and other market participants use the system and the broad interest in these stocks to their own advantage. When customers of Robinhood and other brokers were suddenly subject to trading restrictions and prevented from purchasing GameStop and other stocks, it magnified the feeling of unfairness. Then, when GameStop and other stocks crashed in February, many real people lost real money. People on Wall Street only care about the rules when they're the ones getting hurt. American workers have known for years the Wall Street system is broken. They've been paying the price. The average American does not have the corporate lobbyists and lawyers to protect their interests. It's time for the US SEC and Congress to make the economy work for everyone, not just for Wall Street. Wall Street has lacked sufficient oversight for far too long. That's why, as chair of the Senate Banking, Housing and Urban Affairs Committee, I held a hearing to examine why Wall Street always wins and working families suffer. It's time to refocus our work to prioritise the support of hard-working Americans, not Wall Street investors. To protect hard-working Ohioans, I want everyone to be confident that their pensions, 401ks and retirement plans can be invested in a market that isn't rigged and where bad actors are held accountable. Just to interrupt here, I really like the use of the word bad actors, one of Gary Gensler's favourite words at the moment. As I consider reforms to the system and work with my colleagues on solutions that ensure all Americans can benefit from investing in the stock market, I'm committed to thinking through the implications of any policy change in those that might impact how folks save for retirement. As chairman of the Senate Banking, Housing and Urban Affairs Committee, I will fight for workers and stand up to Wall Street. Thank you for writing to me. Sincerely, Sherrod Brown, United States Senator. Again, that's also great news because it's not just Gary Gensler and the SEC that are trying to fight back against Wall Street, it's also the Senate and other politicians as well that are backing their corner. So I also wanted to discuss how the hedgies are still dropping the price and how our retail buying has not been pushing the price back up. I think I found out how they're dropping the price now. Could be evidence of market manipulation. Need a wrinkled brain ape to confirm. Earlier today, I noticed an odd phenomenon on my Moomoo app. Beside the time in the bid and ask purchase log were letters. Some showed an I and some showed a W. Hopefully you can see the screenshot here between all of the orders and the transactions going through on the level 2. A lot of these contain I's and some contain W's. I started poking around on the Moomoo PC app, determined to figure out what these letters meant that I've never seen in 4 to 5 months of after hours chart watching. I put on my ape decoder ring and went via a Moomoo support page and was able to determine that I's were odd lot trades and the W's were average price trades. Although I haven't been able to find out exactly what an average price trade is, I did find another Moomoo support page that gave a brief explanation of what an odd lot trade is. Odd lots. Round lots are defined by the exchanges and generally refer to quotes to buy or sell 100 shares of a given security or a larger number of shares divisible by 100. Odd lots or orders for fewer than 100 shares are not included in the NBBO and are not currently distributed by the SIPs. So you can hear that odd lot trades do not update the high or low price and they do also not update the last sold price. However, they do update the volume on the specific stock. Now I could be more dumb than the average ape, but it sure looks a lot like the odd lot trades are allowed to be traded without affecting the price. According to Investopedia, the odd lot theory is a technical analysis hypothesis based on the assumption that the small individual investor is usually wrong and that individual investors are more likely to generate odd lot sales. Therefore, if odd lot sales are up and small investors are selling a stock, it's probably a good time to buy, and when odd lot purchases are up, it may indicate a good time to sell. So unless I'm missing something, when retail investors buy stocks, the trade is identified as an odd lot trade. When stocks are purchased via an odd lot trade, it doesn't always positively affect the price. And when buying pressure is led by odd lot trades, it could negatively affect the price. Because supposedly the retail investor is always wrong, and therefore you should always do the opposite of the retail investor. So armed with what I thought could be a wrinkle, I started scrolling the transaction logs on Moomoo for the after hours and found many odd lot trades being pushed through after hours so as to not affect the share price and possibly even negatively impact it. As you can see here, a lot of these trades are going through at 6 PM when the market is closed, a lot of them marked odd lot trades, and barely any of them are even moving the share price, always kind of keeping it around 32.97. Again, in this screenshot, it even shows instances of buy orders going through and the share price falling from $32.90 to $32.85. I believe this is how 95% of the share volume was buys, and yet the AMC price declined by 8%. As this guy pointed out, and how they continue to drive the price down when apes are buying up the rips and the dips. The price isn't going down because apes are selling, and it seems the hedgies really didn't have the power to bring it down as much as it has come down, but rather our purchases are not being acknowledged by the algorithm that sets the price. Combine that with the typical malarkey that the hedgies perform day in and day out, sprinkle in some naked shorts, and it all makes perfect sense. The price seems fake because it is fake. We're not watching what the buying power of apes is doing or not doing on a daily basis. We're watching the hedgies and whales duke it out. I also wanted to give you a quick update on the 13F situation and the institutional investors and what they're doing. And I've just seen that the Swiss National Bank has just purchased 637,000 shares of AMC. So beforehand, the Swiss National Bank had around 200,000 shares of AMC. So instead of selling their 200,000 shares, they've quadrupled down to 800,000 shares. Also guys, I wanted to give you all an update on the giveaway situation. I think I'm going to give away $600 in a PayPal transfer or a Visa gift card. That way you can buy whatever you want, maybe even some more AMC shares, and I don't have to worry about shipping something awkwardly sized. But we did have some great ideas like AMC gift cards, donating it to charity, or some rare whiskies that are difficult to find in the US. Although saying that, I will let the winner decide exactly what kind of prize they want. If they want something specific that isn't cash, I'm more than happy to do that for them. I also think I want to turn this into a monthly giveaway, and as the channel size grows, the size of the giveaway will grow as well, because that way, even if you miss out on this month's giveaway, you've still got an opportunity next month and the month after. Now, unfortunately, YouTube doesn't give me a way to see the names of every single subscriber that I have, and I don't really want to do the giveaway on one specific video because my videos always get different amounts of views and people might miss the specific video that I do it on. So it's not really too fair to do it that way either. So I think the best way to do it, and when I'm going to do it, is to pick from my list of patrons on the 28th of August. So if you do want to be in with a chance of winning $600, all you've got to do is join the Patreon, linked in the description below, where you also get a bunch of other benefits, and I'll do the draw on the 28th of August, and if you really want, you can just cancel straight after. I think in the future, as the channel grows, I might also do different kinds of giveaways as well, like give away some merch, or maybe a nice watch or an iPhone or something like that. Or we could go out for a beer, or potentially even somewhere down the line, I could fly you over from the US to the UK, and you could spend a weekend in London or something. And as always, guys, be sure to check out the new merch just below the description. And if you've enjoyed this video, be sure to check out some of my others. Alternatively, subscribe to the channel and ding that notification bell, because that way you'll be alerted when I upload a new video. Cheers!